Listen, it's quite simple. Press the free like button if you think that Sheamus deserves a rematch against Gunther for the IC title over Chad Gable. Because at least Sheamus has something we as fans can root for. Sheamus has never won the IC title. Listen, man, Chad Gable is a loser, man. Why would Gunther lose to him? That would make Gunther look bad. So when it comes to the ratings on 2K, here's why you should take it seriously. I would call it the 6 gap points rule. If you look at the TV matches, right, you always notice that whoever has a 6 gap rating, they have a chance to win or lose. Now, let's compare Chad Gable to Gunther. I just saw that Chad Gable is on 80 overall on this year's new 2K game. Let's talk about Gunther. His rating is on 90 overall. So, let's say Chad Gable were to beat Gunther for the IC title. Okay, by that same logic, your game is already out of date. If he was to beat him, your game is already out of date because that makes no logical fucking sense. Hence why they keep on showing people's ratings during their matches. Why is that? It's to give you an insight on who's better than the other. Now, the 6 gap rule is, let's say, I don't know, Sami Zayn is on fucking 85 overall. Let's say, I don't know, Gunther, he's on 90. That means Sami can beat him in real life and on the game. Bro, in the fucking video game, Chad Gable can't beat Gunther if he's on 80 overall. But Gunther is on 90? That's my point. You have to take ratings seriously. They do it in the fucking NFL, and they do it in the NBA. You have to take ratings seriously. It makes no sense. It's not realistic for Chad Gable to beat Gunther. Listen, if Chad Gable was scheduled for a monster push, that means that Triple H would have to insist to rate Chad Gable higher in the game. If he's planning on a push for Chad Gable, obviously he's not. Now, John Cena, he don't count, right? He is a legend, so he don't count. He's a fucking actor at this point. So if John gets beat by Theory or Solo, that don't count. John is a legend. His rating would never go down. So it don't matter how many L's John takes. His rating will stay the same forever on 2K because he is a legend. He is damn near retired, so he don't count. What I mean by the 6 gap rule is, if a wrestler is on fucking 86 overall and his opponent is on 80 overall, both can lose or win based on the ratings, based on the rating system. But if it's damn near 10 gap point range, bro, he's going to lose. That's not realistic. You have to take ratings seriously. For example, let's say, I don't know, Liv Morgan was to cash in on a Ronda Rousey for the briefcase. Okay, that makes sense. Because Rousey was tired. So yes, a Liv Morgan that's lower can beat her at that point. That don't count. But clean, yeah, that's hard. That might not happen if it's clean. That's what I mean. I can't see Chad Gable beating Gunther this early when the game is not even out yet. Bro, I saw Raw. This dude was facing Ivar. It said that Ivar was rated 81 overall, but it said Chad Gable was rated 80, and you think he's beating Gunther? What? Bro, that makes no logical sense, and here's why. If I was to pair up Chad Gable and Gunther on 2K right now, Chad Gable would get his ass whooped by the fucking AI. That has to count for something. Listen, they book by ratings. I don't know if you know that, but in real life, yes, they book by the ratings gap system. You can tell who's going to win and lose based on, okay, what is the rating on 2K? By Sheamus losing to Gunther, that makes sense. Gunther is rated on fucking 89 overall. Sheamus was rated on fucking 87 overall, so that makes sense. Like I said, the 6 gap points rule, it's real. Look it up. Let's talk about Logan Paul. The fact that Logan Paul beat Rey Mysterio for the US title. Okay, why is that? Because I think Rey had a 1 point difference versus Logan Paul on 2K. So that was realistic for Logan to beat Rey, because Logan can beat Rey in the video game. That's what I mean. That's what they mean by 2K is a fucking simulation. That's what we mean. So by logic, by the ratings system, it makes no sense for Chad Gable to beat Gunther. Like, what? First off, I don't get it, man. What's up with the Chad Gable stands? What do you see in this guy? I'm like, it mind boggles me. He's a fucking loser, man. For the past 10 years, he is a jobber. Big time jobber. Yes, he's talented, right? He's athletic. I get it. He has good matches, but he's a loser, man. Like, fuck. I don't get it. What do you see in Shoosh Boy? Why should he beat Gunther? Why? He loses matches and nobody cares. Like, what? When does he win matches? It's like he is so fucking up and down. He's a loser. 10 years in the making. He's a jobber. He loses more than he wins. Look it up. I don't get it. This guy has never won a single title, but now you want to say he should beat Gunther? Listen. Let's say Chad Gable was to face Gunther for the IC title at this year's Mania. I think there's a strong possibility that he's going to lose, as he should. Listen, there's only 2 guys that should beat Gunther, and that's Jey Uso and Sheamus. I would say, listen, Sheamus deserves to beat Gunther. If we are going to give Chad Gable a fucking rematch, for what? Okay, why not give Sheamus a rematch? It means more. At least Sheamus, listen, Sheamus has a bucket list that the crowd can get behind. Sheamus has never won the IC title, so it makes sense. The crowd will get behind him if he finally jumps the hurdle and finally captures the IC title. I feel like that's a better story over Chad Loser Gable, Shoosh Boy, a fucking joke gimmick. He is in a joke faction with fucking Tozawa. Why? Listen, Gunther don't gotta get beaten by anybody right now as we speak. Listen, if it's not Jay, if it's not Sheamus, bro, Gunther should not lose. It's not worth it, because it will look bad on his resume. So he will be dethroned by 2 small men. Facts. This guy got dethroned and put to sleep by Dragunov. Remember? So fast forward, you want this guy to get beaten by another small man? Chad Gable, a fucking loser? He's a loser. What? Tell me, please. Why does Chad Gable have such a supportive fan base if he's a loser on TV for the past 10 years? Holy shit, why not get R-Truth? Logic speaking, why not get R-Truth to beat Gunther? Because I feel like Chad Gable is a white R-Truth. The past 10 years, since Jason Jordan, since he retired, Chad Gable is a loser on TV. I don't get it. Like, why do you want this guy to get pushed? It just mind blows me. It's crazy. Now I'm hearing, oh, maybe Sami Zayn should beat him. I'm like, bro, Sami Zayn wants to be a world champion. He's been there, done that. He's already been a IC champion. If we are going to dethrone Gunther, it has to be somebody who needs it, who has never had it, or a guy who's on a come up, like a Braun Breaker or a Trick Williams. Guys like that. Sami Zayn is a multi-time IC champion. That's fucking stupid. Drew Mack called this guy a fucking loser. So, obviously, Sami Zayn should be in the world title picture. That's what he wants. But Chad Gable? No, like it makes no fucking sense. He's on 80 overall on this year's 2K. Gunther is on 90. Yes, they take that shit seriously. Hence why they keep on showing ratings during the matches now, right? That's on purpose, to tell you who sucks and who don't suck. Who's on the same level and who's not. If a guy has a 6-point gap, that means they can win or lose. If it's higher, that means who is ever lower will lose that match. That's what they are telling you. So, no, it makes no sense for Chad Gable to beat Gunther. That makes no fucking logical sense. It's Sheamus or Jay or nobody else. Or let's get a guy like a Braun Breaker or a Trick Williams. Guys like that. Guys want to come up. Gunther has to fucking elevate somebody or give it to Sheamus. Look at the history of 2K. Have you ever seen a fake pro wrestler that has a 10-point gap that's lower than his opponent that he beat clean? Now, do you get it? That's my point. We have never saw it yet. A guy with a 10-point gap compared to his opponent that he beat that's lower? No. We don't see it. So yes, please, you gotta take these ratings seriously. It's real life. Do I think Chad will beat Gunther? No. Because it will make your game out of date already. He has no business beating a guy that's on 90 overall. If that shit don't count and it don't matter, then why show it? Why would they show Ivar's rating and Chad Gable's rating last night during their match if it don't matter? Now, you see? You get it? So no, let's say Chad Gable was to face Gunther at this year's Mania. I think he's going to lose. And he should lose. But, man, where's Sheamus? Like I said, man, I would get Sheamus, man. I think Sheamus deserves the IC title. Or let's wait for Jay. Because I think Jay deserves a rematch. If Chad Gable gets a fucking rematch, why not Jay? I just like saying, like, bro, I don't get it, man. I don't know what people see in Chad Gable, a guy who loses. It's not like Chad Gable for the past 10 years was an upper mid-card guy. He was not. So what is there to cling to? At least with Sami Zayn, he is a multi-time IC champion. This dude has had a decent career. Right? So I can see how the fans will want to get behind him. Right? Him, Sami Zayn, Kofi, Chad Gable, a jobber? Now, people say the word jobber very, very loosely. But in this case, yes, Chad Gable is a fucking jobber. Bro, I think fucking Ciampa is rated higher than Chad Gable. So what does that tell you? Like, no, man, like, if we are going to go down this path, Gunther has to get beaten by a young up-and-comer or Sheamus or a Jey Uso, a guy who's over with the audience. Guys like that, but not Chad Gable. Like, why would Gunther get beaten by another small man? That would make him look bad. I'm like, hell no, there's no way we can elevate Gunther to the world title picture if a jobber like Chad Gable beats him. I'm done.